John Lodge, brought to you by the National Guard, and I'm Alison Steele, the Nightbird.
Would you like to tell me all?
That's John Lodge and his fantastic album, Natural Avenue, and it's his first solo album. And I'm delighted to say that the rare thing is taking place. John is here in America, and he's visiting with me in the studio. John, it's so nice to see you again. The last time I saw you, I believe, was on the occasion of the Blue Jays album.
That's right.
Isn't that right?
That's
I still have the picture of the three of us sitting together
fantastic.
at Carnegie Hall, and I still have the invitation framed in a gold frame. It was indeed a milestone in your career. And now I suppose, I hate to ask about things past. I hate to beat a dead horse, as they say. But I know the fans will want to know, right from the horse's mouth, as it were, what happened with Blue Jays.
Well, Blue Jays, of course, was an album with Justin and myself.
Well, we took it to be...
And it developed into a band.
In other words, you didn't mean for it to be.
Well, what I was hoping it would be was Blue Jays would be a band, but consisting of Justin and myself.
Yeah.
So whatever we wanted to do, we would go along and do it. Mm-hmm. What happened, in actual fact, is by the time we went on the road in England. Mm-hmm. We played 26 shows all across England, which was really fantastic. Albert Hall, Royal Albert Hall, and everything.
Exciting.
And it really was exciting. And the natural progression from that would have been to make a Blue Jays 2 album with the band that was on the road. And to me, it was becoming to be a substitute from Moody Blues to hiding into a new band.
I see. In other words, the sound was too similar? In other words, you felt you hadn't made any progress?
Well, I just didn't want to, give one away for something else, Within the Moody Blues, the people are the best people I know of interpreting my songs.
I see.
And I enjoy working within the Moody Blues. If I'm not going to do that, I would prefer to work with a host of people. Like on the new album, I've used a sax player. Mm-hmm. Well, in the Blue Jays band on the road, we didn't have a sax player. Mm-hmm. So what do you do when you want to use a sax player? You bring someone else in, and then does that cause friction within a band?
Gotcha.
Who knows,
Gotcha.
And I suddenly thought, in 4 years' time, or 5 years' time, after you've perhaps done 3 or 4 albums, you've got the motivation, you've got the vehicle, but you've lost the horizon. Yeah.
Well, you'd have reached the saturation point that you reached with the Moody's because the music was going in that direction. There's no question, but that your album is much more eclectic. It's much more progressive. You employ so many more sounds than anybody ever thought you were capable of.
Well, this is the areas I wanted to go in. I wasn't going to get into a situation where I was going to say, okay, the Moody Blues was a great band, but you should see my new band. I wasn't going to get into that.
Yeah, that's ticklish.
Yeah.
Now you have an additional problem in that you've got an album and that you don't have a show.
That's the problem, big problem.
Yeah, why?
With a solo album, you've got the freedom to write the songs, the freedom to perform them how you want to, the freedom to ask whoever you want to come and interpret the music. The freedom, though, of course, when you come to go on stage is taken away because you haven't got a band. And so that's anti-progressive. Mm-hmm. But what I'd like to do is make another solo album and then go on the road with the people who were on the album. This way, it's not asking the musicians who I respect to just mirror image everything I've done in the past. I want them to be able to perform how they want to interpret
in other words,
the music.
you don't want stand-ins for the Moody's or the Blue Jays. But do you feel that you can accomplish enough to give impetus, reason for a second album without a show? You know how difficult it is, John.
It's terribly difficult. Terribly difficult.
We'll give you all the help we can. We're going to take a moment here for a message from our friends at National Guard.
Get your guard up, get your guard up. We got a lot to do. Get your guard up, get your guard up. Help somebody and help yourself too. When you get your guard up, get your guard up. Check out what's going on. Get your guard up, get your guard up. Keep your guard going strong.
People in the National Guard aren't sitting around on their hands. They're fighting forest fires, blizzards, and floods. You can learn one of 400 different jobs in the Guard, and every one of them helps somebody, including yourself.
Get your guard up, get your guard up.
Call toll-free 800-638-7600.
Get your guard up, get your guard up.
This is the Nightbird, Alison Steele for the National Guard, and our guest today is John Lodge. John Lodge, who is creating an entirely new reputation now, not as a member of anything, but as a very talented and diverse solo artist. His current album, Natural Avenue, has proved that. Of course, we feel it incumbent upon us to mention that John is 1/5 of the Moody Blues. You know who I ran into the other day, sat right where you're sitting, and just blew my mind, Denny Lane.
Fantastic.
I'd forgotten that he was an original Moody.
That's right, yeah.
And I said, Denny, are you sorry you left? I mean, look what's happened to the group. And he really gave it a long moment. He said, well, in a way, yes, I am, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
At any rate,
Of course, Denny Lane and the Diplomats,
I know.
It was an old Birmingham band, and Ray Thomas in the Moody Blues, and myself and Mike Pinder was in another band called El Rise in the Rebels, and we used to battle for prime position in Birmingham back in the early 60s.
That's great.
Late 50s even, perhaps.
Do you miss the Moodies? I mean, as a band, I know you're friendly with them all.
Well, the thing is, of course, it's 10 years of your life, and...
like being married.
Right, and you go on stage, and this is it, going back to the Blue Jays situation, I remember we played the Royal Albert Hall, and he was fantastic, but when you're playing like Moody Blues songs and you turn around, and I suppose you expect to see the other faces, and they're not there.
Yes.
Then you start to question exactly, are you doing exactly the right thing? Because all you are doing is mirror imaging, as I know I've said that before, but I mean, that's what you are doing.
Sure.
And so, of course, you miss that. But, you, of course, miss playing Madison Square Garden, and there's no way you can replace those feelings.
All right,
but
that's a very important factor, and I'd like to find out about that in just a minute. But I do want to break here for a message from National Guard, and then I want to play another cut from the album, which is really important.
Fly away. Carry me, carry me. Carry me, carry me.
John, the thing that just suddenly occurred to me, you said 10 years with the Moody's, and I think about you being probably one of the most prestigious musicians in music, and then you literally are starting at the bottom, in a way.
yeah, starting again there.
Yeah. What are your feelings on that?
Well, it's exciting,
Is it?
I find music exciting anyway, right from the the day one when I bought a guitar, and then like day two when you found someone else who could play a guitar and a drummer, and then you went and played for the local youth club or a local wedding or something, and as you progress, providing you keep it exciting and you're not repeating the same thing over and over again, parrot fashion.
I would expect to have you say, well, Alison, I'm starting at the bottom and it's not easy. I guess I shouldn't have expected that from John Lodge.
Oh, well, it's not easy, but, life isn't easy. If it was easy, it'd be a waste of time running it,
Yeah, I guess it would. Now, I understand that you've migrated. You've favored us. You've become, you're going to be an all-American boy?
Well, I've come across to, America, and...
You're living in Los Angeles? No.
Well, the exciting part of the album came from actually I came to Los Angeles February of 1976, and I went to San Francisco, to Sausalito.
Isn't that the best thing you ever saw?
That's fantastic. And I saw the record plant there,
Yeah.
and record plant in Los Angeles, and a lot of other studios, and I got really excited about the whole thing. Really, it was like London in 1964.
Exactly.
And really exciting. I thought, well, that's what I want to try and do. I would like to come and be part of that and see what happens, see where that takes me.
I think it's going to be a big plus in your life. I mean, it's a change of venue, as you say, in your country, and not that you needed it, but the fact is that you are, in a way, starting a different aspect of your whole career, and to start it in a different place, I think, it contributes to the excitement and to the...
Well, I think so. I've taken, since I've been in Los Angeles, I've done a session with Albert Lee, who I like very much indeed.
Of
Nicky
course.
Hopkins, Bruce Carey.
Oh, Nicky's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'd like to be in on one of those sessions. We're going to take a break here for a word from the National Guard, John.
Get your guard up, get your guard up. We got a lot to do. Get your guard up, get your guard up. Help somebody and help yourself too. When you get your guard up, get your guard up. Check out what's going on. Get your guard up, get your guard up. Keep your guard going strong.
People in the National Guard aren't sitting around on their hands. They're fighting forest fires, blizzards, and floods. You can learn one of 400 different jobs in the Guard, and every one of them helps somebody, including yourself.
Get your guard up, get your guard up.
Call toll-free 800-638-7600.
Get your guard up, get your guard up.
And I want you to hear another cut from a beautiful album, John Lodge, Natural Avenue.
In my lifetime, wish I could find just one word.
Our guest today has been John Lodge, and this is the Nightbird, Alison Steele, reminding you that August is Salute the Guard Month. Find out how you can help your country, your community, and yourself. See your local National Guard recruiter or call toll-free 800-638-7600.